Hello, my name is Robert Dewar, and I'm a student at Wright State University in EDL 7200 Analysis of Teaching, as well as the Choral Director for Oberlin City Schools in Oberlin, Ohio. Today's presentation is on multisensory learning in a learner-centered teaching environment. While this may sound daunting, it is truly not. We as teachers use multisensory learning every day we walk into the classroom. This means using more than one of the 5 senses in our students' education. This presentation will, I hope, help you to see where you are already using multisensory learning, how to increase and refine its use, and to allow you to see how to utilize more than one of the senses in educating your students. If you are unfamiliar with learner-centered teaching, it is a method of teaching where our students, the learners, are given activities and discussions where they are doing the majority of the learning on their own, and we are facilitators of their learning. Using multisensory learning in the classroom in a learning-centered teaching environment means we must use more than just our own voices to communicate our class information. This can be done through class and student discussions, student-led activities, and in-class work, having our students doing most of the talking and work. The mantra of the learner-centered teaching environment should be, those who do the work are the ones who are learning. There will be times when the majority of the information will come from the teacher. In these instances, we, as teachers, need to have more than just our spoken words to teach and for our students to learn class materials. We need to stimulate the other senses to make the learning more dynamic and personal to our students. By utilizing more than one of the senses as a means of teaching, we are maximizing learning with multisensory inputs. Each sense has a unique quality and effect on the learner. This is true for anything we learn and remember in life. Whether we realize it or not, everything we learn or put into our memories, each sense contributes to it. So the right sense must be chosen for learning. Each person's memories are formed by their senses. For example, we may be asked to recall a sunset we have seen. For some, the description would first be the visual, the colors of the sky, sun, clouds, how they changed over the course of time, etc. But the other senses are part of the memory once we ask. For instance, ask, what else was experienced in the sunset? Sounds, where you were, the environment, etc. The answer may be, I was out on a beach, barefoot in the soft sand. There was a light breeze blowing and I could smell the ocean and a fire burning nearby. The sky was such a beautiful mix of colors, blue and yellow. The sun peeked through the clouds. The entire scene was reflected in the ocean. A different person may spend less time on the visual and explain what their body or other senses experienced or felt. The soft sand, the blowing wind, the burning fire. The same can be said for learning. To make recall of materials long-lasting, we have to have more than one sense involved. This also differentiates the learning and covers the different kinds of learners. Linking all of the senses allows for better memory recall. Every subject uses multisensory learning. Each subject uses visual and oral learning every day. Reading to yourself or out loud, observations, notes of a presentation, lectures, class discussions, etc. The addition of more senses increases learning and memory. The picture on this slide shows a dual multisensory learning experience. The students are inspecting specimens from a garden. The students are visually as well as touching the specimens for their observation. Employing another sense or senses could happen to make the observation more detailed, longer lasting, and even more personal to the students. The 5 senses are spread throughout the brain. By engaging more of the senses, more of the brain is used. Therefore, we need to involve as many senses as possible. But can we ask a math student to smell a calculation or a history student to taste a battle? So the proper senses must be chosen for the subject material. Which sense or senses to choose beyond sight and hearing in a class is where some thinking and creativity comes into play. The first thing is to figure out which sense or senses are being used for the class materials. Next is the need to eliminate the sense or senses which will not work for the materials. This can be done easily with the simple question. Can you insert one of the 5 sentences, A, the subject material. This helps choose senses which match or enhance the materials. When moving on to the next set of materials, try and change the senses used as the materials allow. Use the same question again for each of the senses. Maybe this time it is not possible to feel it, but it can be tasted and smelled. Using multisensory learning is challenging, but it will be something your students and you will remember. Earlier, I asked if we could ask a history student to taste a battle. We can tell them about it, hearing it. We can show pictures of the battle, seeing it. But what else? Using the simple question shows the senses used and can be used. Remember, the simple question is, can you, insert one of the 5 sentences, the subject material. Can you taste a battle? This is not possible unless someone can bake a battle cake with the elements of a battle. Can you feel a battle? Well, that's possible by staging a mock battle from the war studied, letting the students experience what it would have been like to be in or feel a battle. Can you smell a battle? This may be, for the subject, be an easy one. If it is a battle in recent history, already ignited gunpowder, a burnt piece of wood, some gear oil could be brought into the room, allowing the students to smell what a battle would have smelt like. In this case, smell and touch could be brought together. Using the smells in the mock battle, the students could not only learn about the battle by reading and discussing it, seeing pictures, but then actually having a mock battle where the sensation of the battle and the smells are brought together. Multisensory learning leads to long-lasting, memorable experiences. The use of multisensory learning will always be exciting. It creates an experience which the students and the teacher will remember for years to come. Multisensory learning allows both the students and teacher to shine in the experience. It can be used each day beyond what is already being done in student learning and education, from the daily lesson to the unit or year-long project. The example of multisensory learning in this presentation was a little on the grand side, but it showed just how far and big an experience can become. For some, multisensory learning is what they do every day and has become second nature, while others this is a new and unexplored frontier. For the newbies, search out the veterans of multisensory learning in your school. Administrators, faculty, and the students will be able to guide you to them. Learn what they do and adapt it for your use. Over time, you will learn what works for you and what doesn't. And one day you will have a newbie knocking on your door for help. For you veterans, help the newbies, so what you do becomes a standard in your school. Multisensory learning makes for better learners and better teachers in all they do. Multisensory learning is important for both the learner and the teacher.